looks like Mr. Azultine, I may be pronouncing that wrong, is a fairly recent warrant. I would be comfortable addressing that on the record.
Yep, Mr. Azultine, are you able to turn on your microphone?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Okay, it looks like you missed your hearing on July 16th, just a few days ago.
I am, without recourse, sui juris, in propria persona, the living man, and not representing the incorporated Ty Warren Azultine entity. I am the affiant of the affidavit of truth filed in this case, April 26th, appearing specially and not generally under threat, duress, and coercion to correct the mistaken identity misnomer of the defendant, and notice this court to dismiss this case sui sponte for failure of joinder, failure to serve the complaint, failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted, and lack of jurisdiction.
This one's pretty straightforward. Jurisdiction is established by the preponderance of evidence, mainly the time, date, and location. If you were in Thurston County at the time you received your citation, then the Thurston County District Court has jurisdiction over you. As for the failure to state a claim, that only applies in civil cases. So in this context, it isn't a valid defense.
And I have some questions before I feel comfortable with this court moving forward. Has someone entered a plea on behalf of the defendant?
All right, I'm not going to be able to address this case unless I have assurances that the defendant, Ty Azultine, is the person here, and I'm hearing a lot of nonsense that doesn't address directly, that rather obfuscates the clarity on who you are. If you're not Ty Azultine, then you're a spectator, and you're welcome to stay. If you are Ty Azultine, I'll address your warrant, but I will address no other issues in this hearing because this hearing is limited to quashing warrants and setting court dates. So are you Ty Azultine?
Does the caption of this case not say Ty Warren Azultine in all capital letters?
Your Honor, I can speak with Mr. Azultine in a breakout room if you prefer, or...
Well, he's not represented by counsel and hasn't been throughout this case.
He's refused counsel.
Yep. If you're Ty Azultine, just tell me that. If you're not, then I'm going to let you spectate for the rest of the court calendar until we're done.
I am the affiant of the affidavit of truth, and if you look at the affidavit, it will clarify who it is that I am. There are two.
All right, I've muted your microphone. It appears to me that you don't claim to be Ty Azultine, so I'm going to strike Ty Azultine's hearing, and the matter will be, the warrant will be left outstanding. And Heidi, no one is eligible to appear on Zoom in this case. They have to apply in person for a warrant quash. All right, and sir, you're free to remain and watch the rest of the calendar. We're going to go on to other people who are here.
You could have saved us all some oxygen by just saying, I'm Anthony Matthews and I'm not the brightest. Voice 4. As the magistrate already made clear, he doesn't care about your pointless questions. What you're missing is that you requested this informal hearing, which means you need to enter a plea to the civil infraction. Claiming you'll only plead to the most high Snoop Dogg isn't exactly how the process works.
Calling case number 24, RO04189. This is people of the City of Royal Oak versus Anthony Winston Mathis. Mr. Mathis, are you available?
Yep.
Good morning.
Grand Rising.
You are Anthony Winston Mathis?
No, I'm Anthony Mathis, the living man, here in special appearance for Anthony Winston Mathis, also acting in my proper capacity of the trustee of the trust.
It's about 15 miles north of Detroit, but you should already know that, since that's exactly where you ran the red light. This is a perfect example of why you should never rely on the internet for legal advice. Sovereign citizens often bring up arguments that apply only to criminal cases or civil cases involving real harm to a person. In those instances, the defendant does have a constitutional right to face their accuser. But running a red light isn't one of those situations. And since this isn't a tort case, the city doesn't need to dig up all its concrete and wheel into court to appear against you.
Very well, Mr. Mathis. Today's the date and time for your informal hearing. The citation before the court, Mr. Mathis, indicates that on May the 24th of this year at approximately 9 p.m., you are operating a 2024 Ford Edge, black in color on 11 Mile Road, Air Washington, in the city of Royal Oak. And at that place and time, you committed the civil infraction of impeding traffic. Impeding traffic, sir, is considered a lesser included offense within nearly any moving violation. And Officer Moran indicates in his detailed note that your vehicle was on East 11 Mile Road at Washington and disobeyed the traffic signal. The officer had a green arrow and therefore driver had a red light. Mr. Mathis, you have three options, and three options only, sir, in the protection of your own rights. You may, sir, admit responsibility in this matter. The court will attach the scheduled fine and that will close the case. Or, Mr. Mathis, you may admit responsibility with an explanation that you believe mitigates these circumstances, or you have every right to deny responsibility and the court will swear the parties and will take testimony. What would you like the court to do for you today?
Well, I have a few questions, if you don't mind.
The court does mind. You need to make a plea. I am required by law.
Well, I don't plead to anybody. I only plead to the Most High. Who are you?
I am Magistrate William Urick, P43273. I am a sworn judicial officer of this district. We are here for your informal hearing that you requested. This court is required by law, procedure, and court rule to take a plea. The motorist requesting this informal hearing, that being you, must make such a plea. You may admit responsibility in this matter.
I don't plead to anybody but God.
You may admit with an explanation, or you may deny responsibility, and the court will swear the parties and will take proofs. What would you have the court do for you today?
I don't plead to anybody.
Very
So
well.
I have a question.
Officer Moran and Mr. Mathis, please raise your right hands.
I do have a question.
As the magistrate,
I'll never understand why these fools can't grasp that having no defense isn't defense at all. It's basically a guaranteed way to get found guilty.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give before this court shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you very much. Please proceed.
Magistrate, on May 24, 2024, at approximately 9 p.m., I, Officer Moran, was in the area of East 11 Mile in Washington when I observed 2024 Ford Edge, black in color, with Michigan plate Edward John Lincoln 6501. I was at the light at East 11 in Washington when I had the green arrow to turn. That vehicle then proceeded through the light. As I looked up at the traffic light, that light was red for that driver.
Very well. And with respect to your selection of citation, you elected to simply issue a ticket for impeding traffic. Is that correct?
I did, Magistrate, at that
And
time.
that's based on your discretion, your training, and your experience.
It is.
Thank you. You obviously have the right to rebuttal if you choose to use it, Officer Moran. Mr. Mathis, it is now your turn. What would you like the court to know, sir?
So I have a question. Are you a judge?
Mr. Mathis, the court has already indicated it is a sworn judicial officer. It is exercising its jurisdiction lawfully over you. So questioning the court's authority.
You don't have any jurisdiction over me. I would argue you don't have any jurisdiction. Okay.
Mr. Mathis, the officer has already testified as to the facts of the case. It is now your turn to testify. You can tell the court anything you wish the court to know, focusing solely on the events of the date in question. What would you like to tell the court?
The plaintiff is the city of Royal Oak. Please bring the city of Royal Oak. Where's the city of Royal Oak?
The officer is representing the city of Royal Oak, sir.
Where's the city of Royal Oak?
Are you asking where it is geographically, or are you asking where it is in
Right
terms
now.
of who's present on behalf of the city of Royal Oak?
Where is the city of Royal Oak?
Civil case is a mere preponderance of the evidence. The officer, a duly sworn and certified Michigan peace officer representing the city of Royal Oak, which is one of two cities upon which this court has jurisdiction. has put his testimony forward. There is nothing in the record that has rebutted any of it. Therefore, the court is finding you responsible for the citation as it was written. The fine for that, sir, is $175. That is payable through the pay portal on the 44th District Court website, or you may walk a cash check or charge into the 44th District Court. Please don't interrupt the court, sir. You may walk a cash check or charge into the 44th District Court at 400 East 11 Mile Road, Monday through Friday, between 8:30 and 4:30. That's due within 7 days, Mr. Mathis. If you take exception to the court's ruling, you may post a bond in the amount of $175 within 7 days, and the matter will be placed upon the formal hearing docket of the chief judge of the district, and at that time, the city of Royal Oak would be represented by a city prosecutor. So either a bond or a fine of $175 payable within 7 days. That completes your hearing. Thank you.
All right.
I really appreciate judges like this. And the hearing right away. Cut the nonsense short, and don't give him another chance to spew garbage on the record. Now, for those wondering what happens next, he's got two choices, both costing him the same amount of money. He can either pay the fine and be done with it, or post a bond equal to fine and get a formal hearing with the prosecutor. Either way, the city still gets its money, and this clown still has to face some accountability. That's a win-win. All right, that wraps up today's video. Thanks for sticking with me until the end. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If not, hit dislike. And don't forget to drop a comment below and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any future content. Hey everyone, welcome back to today's video. We've got not one, but two sovereign citizens in court, both insisting they're living men, yet showing little evidence of common sense. Let's jump right into it.